30 days on the road, and even though you're getting older, it's never easy to go. So I'ma take a lot of pictures and video from the stage, and I promise to bring home every dollar that I make. Cause if y'all don't have it all, I've only wasted my time, and I can't sing a single line without you on my mind. Every day a different stage, in the lights I see your face, and I wanna tuck you in, but daddy's too far away.
It's doing this podcast with Justin is fun because you never know what's going to happen.
One day you got to keep it spicy.
One day I get to his house to do a podcast, he ain't even there. I'm like, I'm at your house, ready for the podcast. He's at the.
I was at the ball field or something.
No, you were at the the place where were you? You were getting you were at the county office doing something. Like I'm at your house, and I went in.
Good morning.
Hey.
Morning, you couple of nutcases.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Good deal.
Go Braves.
That's right. That's right.
So this is kind of interesting, John. Last night we got a little invitation to go up and do this little luncheon thing with Kirby Smart. So we got in the car to go up there, and we said we'll get to Sanford Stadium and we'll do the podcast at Sanford Stadium with John. And it ends up that we're in traffic right outside of Bishop, Georgia.
We are stuck right here on the road in Bishop, Georgia. So, but we can do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I told Justin, I said, John knows where Bishop is. He lived in Watkinsville forever.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I had a Bishop address for a while, and then we moved and had a Watkinsville for a number of years.
So this is Justin Kelly.
Good to meet you. Nice to meet you. Thank you for doing this with us.
Justin owns the Dairy Queen in Gray, Georgia, which is right outside of Macon. And he has the number one Dairy Queen in the country.
I love Dairy Queen. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The chocolate dipped strawberry blizzard.
I'm going to deliver one to your show when you're in Macon.
Oh my God.
I'm going to have you one sitting down there.
Those things are so good. Man.
Good deal.
All right. So this is the Old Boots podcast with Justin Kelly and Laura Starling talking to John Barry. Great.
For everybody that is that's watching, we are stuck in traffic on the side of the road near where Mr. John Barry used to live. And so we're doing it mobile today. So
this is the 30th anniversary of a lot of your music and the 29th year of the Christmas tour. And we just wanted to check in with you, see what's going on. And
well, things are good. We're just we're out doing some dates this summer, doing a number of solo acoustic dates, and then some with Mike Steele, our bass player, and my wife Robin, the three of us. We're doing a lot of those. And then we got some band dates that kick up in August. And matter of fact, one of them's in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is. And then we're starting planning for this year's Christmas tour, our 29th annual Christmas show run. So looking forward to that.
I know the Macon date is it's pretty close to being sold out. So if you're thinking about, I want to go see John's Christmas tour in Macon, then you need to get your ticket today because it does sell out really, really fast.
Yeah, this will be our 29th time.
I know. I don't know how many I've seen of them, but a bunch of them.
So all 29 years you've been doing the Christmas show, you've done one every year in Macon?
Macon is the only city.
Okay.
That we played every single year. And matter of fact, even during COVID, the mayor called my manager and said, we're not going to let this interrupt things. So they moved us from the Opera House to City Auditorium. So we
Wow.
could socially
Distance.
distant.
Yes, socially distanced. But
Yeah.
yeah, that is such a fantastic event every year. It does sell out. And I did check a couple of days ago. There were only a few scattered tickets here and there. So I do encourage anybody that wants a ticket to go ahead and get one. Did you think when you started doing all this that this Christmas tour would last 29 years?
I didn't think I'd last 29 years. Yeah. But it's a blessing to get to do it, and I'm so thankful. My prayer each year is, Lord, let them hear what they need to hear. Let them hear what you would have them hear that will encourage and lift their hearts. Because I'm just singing my songs and telling my stories,
Yeah.
and we try to change it up a little bit each year. Maybe it's funny how people come and say, "Wow, how do you make it so different every year?" I keep thinking to myself, "Yeah, how do I?" And because there are some songs we sort of cycle every year, every other year, every third year. But then there's a lot of them that we have to do every year. If we don't do, of course, "Oh Holy Night," and if we don't do "Little Drummer Boy" and those songs like that, our listeners would be upset, to say the least.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I came to your Christmas show and you didn't know do "Oh Holy Night," I would be devastated.
Oh, that's the reason.
Yeah. I mean, so in fact, it's not Christmas even until I hear John Barry sing "Oh Holy Night." That's what makes it Christmas.
Well, we need 2.3 million more just like it.
There you go.
I was when we were setting this whole thing up, I was talking to your manager and I was talking about back in the 90s when you came to play our chili cook-off for WDEN, and you had a bus. You were so proud of this bus. I don't know if it was yours or if you rented it, but it had a washer dryer in it. And that was the first time we'd ever seen a washer and a dryer on a tour bus.
We were minutes ahead of our time. We yeah, it was a washer dryer all in a single unit.
That's the moment when you knew you had made it. Then
You throw the clothes in, it washes them, spins the water out, and it turns itself into a dryer and dries them. And I never heard of such an animal. And but we had one, and on the other side of the bay, in that bus, if you're inside, you lift up on the end of the couch, and had little hydraulic tubes that would lift it up like a hatchback on a car, and there were steps that went down into the luggage bay, and it was a playroom for the kids.
wow.
That is so awesome.
That bus is actually owned now. It's one that I bought, and we bought it brand new in 1996, and we used it for a year and a month, and then I had to take a year off for vocal cord surgery, and we had to sell it because it was just, you can't have a bus like that sitting around doing nothing.
Right.
And now it's owned. I don't know how many owners there have been, but one of the members of Black Eyed Peas, the band, it's one of the bands bought it, and they've pretty well renovated it now. So, but it sits up at the bus shop in Gallatin, in Nashville, where I used to get my bus serviced by the one we've been using in recent years.
So you ride by and you see it and you think back to those days.
Well, I ride by, I saw it, and I went by, God, that's a gorgeous bus. And then I got looking, wait a minute. And because it was a unique color to General Motors, and it's white, but it has silver metal flake in the paint. It's a General Motors Cadillac color.
Wow.
And we had it painted, and when we bought it, and it also had most of them have not really a shiny at that time, did not have the polished bottom, and we ordered ours with the polished bottom on it. So there's a Silver Eagle, and we make them that way normally. So pretty incredible bus.
Well, how's Robin and the family?
Well, Robin is great. Missing our kids. Our kids are all grown up and have moved away. Kayla, and our youngest, who's played drums with us the past, I don't know, 8, 9 years. He has moved to Texas.
Oh,
Wow.
And he and his wife and their little boy, they live right down the street from his brother and his wife and their two girls. And so they're all happy as clams out there without, got us around. But then our daughter Taylor Marie is working with Delta, lives in Atlanta, and doing great. And, with her husband, and her family's doing well, and so
and you're doing well?
yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
We're rocking along.
All you can ask for right there.
You've had some challenges in life though. You've definitely had your share.
Yeah, well, we didn't say anything about it. Just wanted to be sure everything was going to be okay. But last September, I had a couple of strokes, and ends up it was caused. I had an aneurysm in my carotid artery right here, and
Wow.
it was caused from the radiation from the cancer treatments.
Yeah.
They call the radiation caused a weakening in the artery, and which turned into an aneurysm. And just glad they got it before anything tragic happened. So, but I had surgery for that on New Year's Eve to put a stent in and repair it. And uh, but and everything's pretty well back to normal. And so,
That's good. Do you ever just think to yourself, God really does want me to sing? I mean, you have throat cancer, you have chemo, you have radiation, now you're telling me about this. I mean, do you ever
well,
think that to yourself?
well, I kind of think that when these little moments happen, is that I don't think that God causes these things to happen in our life. I think He allows them to happen, and with us hopefully making the right choice for good to come from it, because challenges can come along, and we can get angry and bitter and all this kind of things, or we can turn to our Heavenly Father and say, what can I do? How can I get closer to you? How can I do better in my life? What can we do in those moments that will draw us closer to our Creator? So that's kind of how I look at it.
So that's the best way you can look at it right there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That is awesome. Well,
Well, tell me about your Find My Joy song.
Find My Joy was written by Steve Dorff, and it's the title track of the last album I did a couple of years ago, by the same name. When I received the email, Brian, my manager, called me. He said, "You got to hear this song Steve Dorff called," and he didn't tell me the name of it. He said, "I emailed it to you. You got to listen to it." And I was recovering from my cancer treatments, and I opened up my email and I saw the song. It said, "Find My Joy" was the title, and I said to myself, "What joy?" And I threw it in the trash. I wouldn't even listen to it,
Oh,
and I was so miserable from the chemotherapy and radiation and all that goes with that. I lost 80 pounds. It was just a mess. And it took me a long time to finally retrieve it. Brian just badgered me about listening to that song. And I finally did, and it ended up being the title track to the record. And it's one of those songs that when I introduced it at shows, I said, I don't know what your path is like, what your life is going on in your life. But if you're in a situation that you don't know what to do, this song's for you. It's just
right.
it's a powerful piece of music, and just a beautiful arrangement. And Steve did a great job producing the album, as well as he wrote several of the songs. And so I think there's 4 new songs of faith, including "Find My Joy" and another one called "Something Bigger Than Me" that Steve wrote. And then there's 6 classic gospel songs like "How Great Thou Art" and things like that, and "Blessed Assurance" and "Great is Thy Faithfulness," and just and it's recorded with a small band and a 45-piece string orchestra. And the song "Something Bigger Than Me" was recorded with the Utah Symphony, and it's over the top beautiful. Just a lovely, lovely record. There's nothing, you know. A lot of artists will take, especially young artists today, will take these songs and they'll make them more relevant as far as arrangements being more contemporary and all that. And that's great. They do great work and it speaks to a generation of people. I'm an old guy and I wanted to record them like I'd done my Christmas music, as in take beautiful melodies, beautiful songs, and do everything we can to make them more beautiful, not make them different or hip or cool or just make them beautiful. And that's what Steve did, and it just came out really, really nice.
That is fantastic. I love it's okay. People can do what they want to, but I love a traditional sounding hymn.
Yeah,
I do. And How Great Thou Art. I mean, that's the only way it really sounds great. It's as traditional, like you did it.
I appreciate that. We've been doing that one in the show, um, pretty much since we've done the album, recorded the album, I actually didn't want to put it on the record. I didn't want to record it, and Steve goes, "Oh no, we got to record this song." I said, "Well, whatever. We'll see what because I mean, there have been so many great versions of it. It's like, man, that's a lot of pressure to put on this little white Georgia boy, and to go record such a classic, great, big, huge song. And but he did a beautiful arrangement of it, and it came out nice, and folks seem to enjoy it. So we've been doing it in the shows and for the past couple of years, and folks have enjoyed it. And one of my other favorites that I love so much is "Well, Great Is Thy Faithfulness" is a lovely arrangement, but "It Is Well With My Soul." Oh, yeah, it's beautiful arrangements, a beautiful song altogether.
It is a beautiful song. Justin, what of those hymns, what is your favorite?
I There's a lot of them, but uh, I mean, a lot of the newer, stuff like "How Great Is Our God" and
Yeah.
a lot of the newer contemporary stuff. I mean, that's some of my favorite, gospel music.
Justin is a youngster.
Yeah, but I grew up and was around the Red Book hymnals and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, and sitting in the pews and turn to page 384 and let's do the first three verses. I
Yeah.
I grew up around all that.
Verse 1, 2, and 4.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know why we never would sing three, but we don't, everybody always wanted to pass three. So, in the time of social media, a lot of people that have been doing it as long as you have do not have as many followers that you have. But you seem to be pretty sharp with social media. Do you handle that stuff yourself, or do your managers handle that for you? Because you have a strong presence on social media, a very strong presence.
We pay well. No, I'm just kidding. Um, my wife Robin handles almost all social media stuff,
Okay.
and she's great. And we've got a couple of folks that help us out a little bit that kind of point us in the right direction. But she's got a good sense of what people like to do
Yeah.
and hear and see and what makes them want to interact. And so
Right. Because when
that's
you
mainly
first
what it
started
is.
in the music business, that wasn't even thought of. And a lot of people that started during the time that you started, they have not adapted,
Yeah.
and I guess that is probably helped you stay as relevant as it has. And
Yeah.
your Christmas tours and all your tours, I'm sure, stay packed. And do you think that's a lot to do with it, is your social media presence?
Oh, sure. Yeah. It's because we're fortunate we have stations like DEN that play our music and support us when we come to town. But I don't have that kind of support nationwide. We just don't. They're you know how it is, and so that's our way to let people know what we're doing and where we're doing it.
Right.
Is our Facebook page and of course our website and that sort of thing. So it's a great tool, and if you don't use all the tools in your arsenal, you know,
That's right.
and it's a great one. The internet has changed everything, you know. So some for the better, some for the worse.
Right.
You know, it's leveled the playing field as far as accessibility, but it has ruined CD sales. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you
But
pretty much have to rely on ticket sales and merch maybe
yeah.
to put you through, because the CDs and albums and stuff like that, that stuff is of the
Yeah.
past, right?
Well, we still do it. We still do
Mhm.
CDs, especially my listeners. They they're not they've not gotten to that point of just downloading stuff all the time, and
Right.
they still like to have a CD, and especially when we have them at shows, it's an opportunity to have an autograph, you know,
There
or
you go.
have your favorite artist autograph a CD.
Right.
It's a good thing, and uh, I love that. Of course, even when we went to CDs, I missed albums. I thought the coolest part about doing records was making the album artworks,
Right.
and you know,
Making
uh,
the coolest looking cover.
yeah, coming up with great covers and hiding stuff in them, you know.
Right.
Hiding stuff into the pictures and in the lyric sheets and all that stuff. And but it's just it has just changed a lot. And I can't imagine, you know, but as far as the level in the playing field, I mean, there are artists who've never had anything played on the radio at all, especially Texas artists,
Yeah.
and they're killing it.
Yep.
You know,
Yes.
There's
they're
people
going.
like yourself that dug and dug and dug for 20, 30 years on the road. And there's people that just, I mean, just right place, right time, and
Yeah.
get exposed to the right scenario on TikTok or Facebook. And like you said, those guys from Texas, there's a couple of them just selling out arenas and stuff
Oh yeah. Every night.
overnight.
And you cross the line into Louisiana, nobody knows who they are.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, but that's okay. And my son Sean, he's our middle child. He of course, both the boys live out in Texas, and Sean's got a band called Joint Custody, and two electric guitars, bass, and drums. It ain't your daddy's country.
Right.
And they go on the road opening for these Texas guys, big acts, and you know, maybe they'll hit a lick. You know, you never know. But you know, they've never had any radio airplay, but they do have a lot of internet presence, and their following's growing,
Yeah.
but they open for these guys who, like you say, they just they hit it and have some sort of social media campaign that clicks with the listeners and that age group, and they love it, and off they go. Yeah.
One thing that I think is very positive about all that is there are people like your son and other people who are actually able to make a living without having to be on the radio. They can make a living because of the social media, because they can get a following and they can get people who download the music, come to the shows, and also, I guess, make money through their social media pages, which is good.
Yeah, there's a way to monetize the social media pages and websites and all that stuff. And but it's funny that, you know, when we were talking about back in the day when we got started, the you would uh, give away concert tickets to get people to come to the shows, and uh, and the whole purpose, and of course there was label support early on for the concert because it would help sell records.
Yeah.
Well, now they're giving away music to sell concert tickets, so it's completely flipped. And so, but it's just you know, business changes, and it's the way it works, you know.
Well, the best part about being John Barry is you've got a 29-year strong track record of Christmas tours, and you don't have to worry about that, right?
Well, my greatest fear in life is anybody going to show up?
Right.
I mean, you know,
Oh,
I believe it.
people say you get stage fright. I say, oh no, I don't get stage fright. I get people showing up fright.
Right. Me too. I'm in the restaurant business, and yes, that's the biggest fear is people not showing up. We
Yeah,
can perform. We just need people to show up so we can perform for them.
yeah,
well, I
but
think people are always going to show up for that Christmas show, and it's touched so many people in so many ways. And with us being here kind of near where you used to live in Bishop and Watkinsville, do you have any special memories around the Georgia area that you want to share with us?
Oh gosh, I mean, um, early on, I lived north of Athens, out in Madison County. When I moved to Athens in the mid '80s, I ended up buying 5 acres out in the country, and I bought myself a little tool shed, one of those 12 by 24 foot storage buildings, put in the backyard, put lawnmowers in.
Right.
Every man's dream. You girls,
Absolutely. I just got me one 6 months ago.
yeah, Laura, you girls think us men dream about other things we don't. We just want a shed in the backyard.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so I bought one of those and I moved in. I lived in it for 2 years while I built um, a little house.
Built
Matter
the
of fact,
house.
I was living in that when Robin and I started dating, and it finally occurred to me that that's why it took me so long to get a date. Is most college girls don't want to date fellas that live out in the country in a tool shed. So, but we ended up living in that house together. Well, lived in the tool shed. The contractor said the house would be finished by the time we got married on July 9th, and he lied.
Oh,
That the house wasn't finished until October, so we guess where we lived for 4 glorious months.
newlyweds in a tool shed.
In the tool
Yeah, that's
shed.
it. Yeah,
That sounds like a song title, John.
yeah.
Newlyweds in a tool shed.
There you go. But
Well, listen,
but I just have some of my fondest memories. I mean, all three of our children were born. We lived in the Athens area. Um, they all went through, I guess, Taylor Marie. I guess all three of the kids graduated from high school in Oconee County, and right there in Watkinsville. And some of the best times of our life spent right there.
Oh, yeah.
well, we're excited that in a few short months you're going to be headed back to Middle Georgia to the Grand Opera House for your Christmas show. And we really appreciate you just taking some time to talk with us. You've always been one of my favorite people.
Well, Laura, you have been a endless stream of support for my career over the years. Well, I've been coming back down to Athens for over 30 years, and you've always been just a real champion for me, and I appreciate that so much.
Well, we appreciate you, and I want you to make sure that you hold Justin to his promise to bring you blizzards to the Christmas show.
If I don't see you and you see a chocolate dipped strawberry blizzard there, just know it come from your buddy Justin.
Actually, what you can do is you can get Scott to email me a list, and I'll make sure everybody on the show
Absolutely.
gets a blizzard from Justin.
100%.
That's awesome. Come on.
Yes, sir.
It's great to talk to you, our guest, John Berry. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you, Mr. John.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. I'm going to hit this
All right,
record button real
do it.
quick and cut that off. Stop recording. There we go.
Hey, Laura.